Hello and welcome to the channel. This is Lunar Goddess Tarot, and I'll be your guide, your intuitive guide, and your reader today. For those of you inquiring about personal readings, I am quickly filling up for the month of July. I am going out of town the very last few days of July into August, and so if you are interested in booking a personal reading, you'll want to book with me over the next few days, as I likely will fill up. And then if I'm able to get to all those readings, I may open up a few more spots in about a week or two, but very likely I will fill up, and then we'll be looking into August. And that's about it. I do have a very special surprise. I'm going to be bringing a divine masculine on the channel. I've had many divine masculines reach out to me over the last several weeks as this shift has occurred. It's so interesting because we're feeling the shift. I'm feeling the shift drastically within myself. The DF has really led to this place of deep forgiveness as the divine masculine is really opening his heart. So it's a beautiful, beautiful process that's happening for both counterparts as the DF opens her heart. As the DF goes deeper and deeper into forgiveness, and the divine masculine works on really opening his heart again to possibilities. Many divine masculines have shifted in incredible ways, guys. I'm hearing the stories every single day. So I'm going to start bringing them on the channel, and I want them to be able, I'm basically going to take a back seat, and I'm going to allow you guys to ask them questions about their journey. And then I'll have some moderators who will assist me. I've already asked a few people, but any of my mods who want to assist with that, it will be a live video, of course. And so I'm really, really excited about that because I know that the divine feminine can learn so much. This is a healed divine masculine who's gone through a intensive dark night of the soul and has come out on the other side. And it's just incredible. So very much looking forward to sharing that with you guys. And we're going to just jump right into today's reading with the cards. Besides that, those major themes of forgiveness and heart opening, it's a pretty gentle, soft day today. And I think people are just in the mode of relaxing and in the mode of seeking freedom here in the United States as we look to our 4th of July festivities that are happening tomorrow. So a lot of people have taken off work. They're taking off, Friday and Monday. And a lot of people are just really enjoying this time to themselves and really appreciating time with family and friends. So let's go ahead and dive in. I'm going to just start right off the bat with the divine feminine deck here because I would like to look into the energies of the divine feminine who is actually assisting the DF on her journey. We focused a lot on the masculine energies lately. So this is going to be a special reading for the divine feminine. And in particular, what I'd really like to look into is, this is for the divine feminine who has felt this significant, massive shift within her connection within herself. And even if she's not in communication with her divine masculine, has also felt it within him. And for a lot of these divine feminines, soulmates have come into the picture. And believe it or not, that's actually instigated. That's actually been sort of the instigator, or one of the major instigators, to help the divine masculine open his heart. And this is not about the 3D construct of a relationship and trying to make your divine masculine jealous. This is a very different energy. So those of you who have had a soulmate come in will be feeling this as just so much love. And this soulmate coming in to offer friendship and coming in to offer support and just a very gentle, loving soul. These soulmates are so sweet and so kind. And it's not that the feminine is having to choose one or the other. It's that she's realizing, I can incorporate both. I can have these soulmate friends come in and we can teach each other and help each other grow. And that's all part of the process. It's all part of the plan. So it's less about feeling like the DF has to just choose it's one way, or, that's it. There's only one way to do this twin flame journey. And she's realizing that the rigidity has not paid off and has not made her happy. And so as she expands her heart and grows in love, feeling this love for her soulmate may be a different kind of love. The divine masculine is mirroring this and feeling this, and he's starting to open his heart as well. It's a really beautiful energy. But again, this has nothing to do with trying to make your counterpart jealous. That will backfire in a twin flame connection. That will not work. Period. End of story. Because it's you having a relationship with you. It's you having a conversation with you. It's you trying to make yourself jealous. So we have Diana coming in for the divine feminines. So if you're divine masculine and you're watching this, this will be very interesting and will provide you some insight as well as to what's happening with your divine feminine, because I feel like it's shifted so much that the DM may be the ones going, what's happening with my divine feminine? Because in many ways, the divine feminine has become the quote unquote runner. And I say quote unquote because I don't wholeheartedly believe in this concept of runner chaser. I really do think that we're nearing the end of this so-called runner chaser dynamic, and that we're going to be on the same level as our counterpart, on the same page as our counterpart, which is going to create a lot more balance within the connection and a lot more fluidity. So things that were rigid before, communication that wasn't moving, or you felt like you were trying to communicate and you guys just were on different pages and you weren't speaking each other's language, that's all set to end here. I feel very much so that these next 6 months are pivotal for movement in twin flame connections. Diana is a fierce god. Oh, my voice just cracked. Going through puberty. Diana is a fierce goddess, and she is connected to wild things. She's connected to the moon, the cycles of the moon. She's connected to nighttime. So those of you who identify as being a night owl will really identify with this energy. She's connected to animals. She's connected to the forest, to nature, to, I always associate her with wolves because I always just feel this energy in her rising up. It's like she wants to howl at the moon like a wolf would do. And it's like this energy that just rises from the base of her spine, or even from the soles of her feet all the way up through the crown of her head. She's fierce. She has a ferocity about her, and she does connect to the natural world in a way that no other goddess really connects to, not as deeply as her. And she gets the most intensive healing when she is in nature or near nature. So lakes and rivers and mountains and streams and woods and grasses and trees and wild animals. And she can communicate, she's the animal whisperer. She can communicate to these wild things, these animals. She just has this inner wildness about her. And you notice also that she has a goal, okay? She's got her bow and quiver here. Bow and arrows, a quiver, and she's ready. And she's going to hit her mark. She's going to hit her target. So she comes in to help you accomplish a goal, divine feminine. And as she's helping you accomplish this goal, she's eradicating the fear or the insecurities that you might have in achieving this goal. So as feminines are moving closer and closer to their dreams and to reaching their goals in their 3D world that they had neglected for quite a while because they were on their own awakening journey, the masculines are traveling. I mean, all the masculines that have reached out to me are saying, I've just become so spiritual. I'm traveling in the spiritual world. I was never into tarot card reading. I was never into astrology. I was never into spirituality. I was an atheist. And and these are actual phrases that they've expressed to me and communicated to me. And here I am watching YouTube videos and talking about twin flames. And even if they're not fully on board with the twin flame concept, that's totally cool, because they know that it's a significant connection and they identify it as a soul connection. And they identify it as being unable to get this person off of their mind, but feeling an unconditional love for everyone and everything. Guys, I can't wait for you to bring the divine masculines on the channel and for you to hear what they're going through, because it's incredibly, they've gone through life-altering experiences, these masculines. They've gone to war for themselves, for the world, for the future of the world, for your connection, for love. They're just incredible. So I digress. Back to Diana for the divine feminine. she wants you to stop procrastinating. And that's been a big theme for the feminine as well. It's coming out in personal readings for some clients I've been working with as well over the past few months, is stop procrastinating, get your affairs in order. Right? It's what the divine masculine was working on in 2019 and 2020. And now the feminine is being asked to get her affairs in order. And especially as we approach Lionsgate here on 8/8. I mean, we have a portal on 7/7. It's not quite as powerful as Lionsgate, sitting in the sign of Leo, right? The fifth house of just incredible positivity and love and joy and optimism. It's like that Jupiter energy. I always associate the fifth house with Jupiter energy because it feels fortuitous. So 7/7 will be a portal, but it's not going to be as significant as Lionsgate, especially for these connections. And there's courage building on both sides here. So Diana comes in to assist you with building courage and just getting comfortable rewilding yourself, divine feminine. So that's a really great energy for the divine feminine to be in right now. And I really think that the divine feminine has reached a place in her journey where she really isn't looking outside of herself. Whereas before she knew that she shouldn't be looking outside of herself, but she was still looking outside of herself, but she was telling herself, I shouldn't do this. And she's really reached a place where there is no urge to reach out to the DM for him to fix her problems or for him to give her clarity on this connection or what has transpired between them. She's seeking these answers within herself, and she's seeking the closure, so that she can heal the wounds that were created through the separation and through the miscommunication that happened between the twins. Because I guarantee you, if you take a situation that you can think of that you had with your counterpart, your masculine would look at it very differently than you, and you guys would have very different perceptions of what happened. And I think that's, when the masculine comes in, when you're both ready to talk, and it's really up to the feminine right now. I know you think maybe it's up to the masculine. It's actually up to the feminine to open the doors of communication. And that's been confirmed by several masculines who have told me all she has to do is forgive me. I'm ready and open for communication. It's really up to her. So the roles have switched and reversed significantly. I cannot stress that enough. And, feminine, it's really time to decide, what do you want the next step to look like? You just decide and you create that in your reality, remembering that your twin is not separate from you. So let's take a look here at the tarot deck, and I'm really feeling this deck actually. So let's get an energy for the feminine here as we move into this energy of July. Very expansive energy, more positive energy. It's flowing a little bit easier. Your emotions have leveled out. That depressive energy we've been in for so many months is starting to lift. Interesting. Hermit energy. The Hermit. So what do we have here? The Hermit energy. Let's get a clarifier, because my gut feeling is that we're moving out of this energy of inner reflection, and that's what we've been doing for months and months. And so we should see ourselves moving forward, especially with Jupiter and Pisces. Now, Neptune is retrograde, so that could be an energy here that's having an effect on the Hermit energy. It could be sending some of you back into that Hermit energy. Okay, so Spirit's confirming that's what's happening. So I'm going to pull another card, because I'm being told that there's two possibilities here. There's two avenues. There could be, of course, there's infinite possibilities, but for the sake of this reading and the sake of time, we're going to say there's two possibilities here. There's two routes, and one of them is this Hermit energy, and the other energy is, well, we're going to find out. So some of you are going to be deep in reflection over the next 5 months, and then you're going to have a major epiphany and breakthrough at the end of the year on December 1st as Neptune goes direct, because Neptune governs the subconscious mind, our subconscious world, the things that happen, the undercurrent of the mind, like the underbelly of the mind. And the things that we think, but maybe we're not honest with ourselves about, working with your shadow, working with the things that you've repressed or suppressed. So some of you will be called to go into deeper healing, working with a shaman, working with a coach, working with a guide like myself, working with a psychiatrist, psychotherapist, counseling. Many of you are going to be guided, or some of you will just be guided to read on certain topics, and you're going to start to really heal physical ailments and also work through depression and anxiety. I'm also hearing that for some of you, microdosing is going to be something that you explore. Microdosing with mushrooms, you know, that psychotherapists are now prescribing this, I guess, in certain states or certain countries. I don't know what the laws are, but it's something that's taking, it's taken hold in the mental health community, and it's starting to really, really gain some traction, and it's helping a lot of people. And this is something that we've known for years. You look at Ram Dass, and he left the corporate world, and the studies that he did, and the studies he did on himself and his friends, and the significant breakthroughs that he was able to have regarding human consciousness and regarding the way in which we look at this world and the truths of what is really transpiring. It's really incredible. If you don't know who Ram Dass is, he did pass away at the end of 2019, I believe it was, but he was an incredible teacher and guide, and I have no doubt that he's still guiding us from the other side. So check out some of his work. He's a very gentle, very enlightened soul. So let's look at the other group. So for those of you who have already moved through the Hermit energy, you might be holding space for those of you moving through this energy, but I feel a lot of power coming through on the other side as we have the Seeker of Flames. Wow. So, what's really interesting is the fire and water energy have been coming through so clearly. And then there's air coming through. There's earth, well, they're all the elements are coming through, actually. Pentacles is coming through significantly, especially for the feminine. But the Wands energy has come through a lot when I talk about just the journey itself. And so the Seeker is the Page in the traditional tarot. This is a person who I'm hearing is rediscovering herself or himself. And the feminine has been reborn. Okay, many of you are admitting your truth, your authenticity to people in your life, and you've really just completely released the fear of persecution. So you're healing that from past lifetimes. And the feminine, it's like she's at this altar, and she's glowing here. She is the light, but she's also seeking the light not in her world, so to speak. It's like she's creating the light in everything that she does. And it looks like she has a huge flashlight here that she's carrying. So the Seeker is someone who's really starting to, because we're dealing with the Wands energy, awaken spiritually. So perhaps another, and this is so interesting because these energies are really beautifully working together. So for the person for the divine feminines who are moving past this energy of the Hermit and they're moving into this energy of the Page of Wands, or the Page of Fire, Page of, transmutation, transformation, the Phoenix rising, you're going to be starting off, your journey is going to look brand new. And for those of you who are still in the Hermit energy, you'll be starting to traverse this terrain towards the end of the year once Neptune goes direct. Now, there is a very feminine quality typically to the Pages, and it's just a beautiful quality. This is someone who's fully surrendered. I mean, look at she's on her knees here. Her arms are wide open. The body language suggests, I'm open, I'm ready to receive. And it's like she's seeking the knowledge here from this, I don't even know what you would call this holder of the flame, I guess. She's seeking that knowledge, and she really is stepping into an arena of joy really rediscovering the beauty of this spiritual process of awakening, rather than thinking that it was all doom and gloom and depression and anxiety and fear and separation. She's starting to really step into that inner union energy. Whereas again, it was sort of just like an idea, and now we're going to start to implement it into our physical worlds. This is a very important reading for the feminine, so if you guys wouldn't mind just liking the video and sharing the video with anyone you think that can benefit, because I can feel that my energy is really, really shifted, and the messages that are coming through, you know, I'm this channel of information, but it's coming through so vividly and so strongly and so powerfully. It's literally flowing through me. And I struggled through most of June with my messages because I felt like there wasn't a flow. But this is starting to flow. This is starting to shift significantly for all of us. So if you could just please, just liking the video helps tremendously. Watching the video, watching it to the end. So yes, a transformation for the divine feminine, indeed. A transformation involving the energy of fire. Involving the energy of she's released so much, she's lighter on her journey, and now she steps into a brand new chapter of the journey. Divine feminine. Divine. Let's get a card here from the Sacred Spirit deck to find out what's on the other side of this flame. What's on the other side of this flame? New directions. Yeah, so some of you might feel like you're traveling in between worlds right now. Like, it's kind of like where you feel you're straddling the present. You might have one foot in the past, one foot in the future, but the only real time is now. The only thing that's real is right now in this moment. So there could be a struggle for some of you, but I don't see it as being, it's not like an ego death or a dark night. It's just going to be one of those things where you're going to have to realize that, again, I need to travel lightly. I need to maybe leave some things so that I can start anew or start fresh. And sorry, my cat just stepped all over my, what did you do, Charlie? Okay, well, he just stepped all over my laptop. I don't know what you did. Sir, would you like to show yourself? Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, there's a flow that's occurring right now, divine feminine. We have the sea turtle energy, a very gentle but wise energy, you know, an ancient soul, but one who wants you to just enjoy the process rather than fighting every step of the way or trying to control the next, trying to control others. We try to control the process because we're uncomfortable, because our ego wants to be in control. Our ego is like, no, I don't know what's going on, and so I have to know what's going on, and I have to be in control. And that's when we run into disappointment and fear and confusion and anger and all of those things. It has to do much less with what is happening to us than how we're reacting to it. You've become a home to yourself, divine feminine. So, with sea turtles, the way that they travel, again, through the ocean, but so flowing with the ocean, but sometimes there's a current that they have to swim through, and sometimes it's upstream, but ideally it would be downstream. They would just be participating in life, but not trying to force an outcome or force a manifestation. But the hard protective shell of the turtle here tells us that she's created a home within herself. And I think that's so important for the feminine. In fact, I think that might be the title of the video. You've created a home within yourself, divine feminine. So you're no longer you're just not seeking that energy outside of yourself, where you felt unsafe being in your body, or you felt unsafe without a partner, unable in some way to sort of feel like your life was whole or complete. And I think that's really changed for you now. And yeah, you're really shifting directions, divine feminine. You are really, really starting to move with much more ease and grace on this journey, a lot less fighting. The ego is calming down, it's been tempered, and things are just going to really become a lot more enjoyable for you. For a lot of you, there's just, this could be travel, this could be changing homes, this could be changing environments, changing jobs, changing cities, changing positions at your job, and just, you're just being asked to enjoy the journey and know that you're connected to both earth and heaven at this time. So sea turtle is often identified as one of the many animals that is walking between worlds, you know. Crow is another one. These animals that are connected with shamans, white buffalo spirit, and they're guiding us, you know, raven, they're guiding us, unicorn, they're guiding us. So we have guidance from above, but we're also very much wanting to enjoy this journey in the 3D. It's like we're no longer wanting to deny ourselves our humanness, right? Let's ask, before I move on here, let's ask, what is the greatest challenge the divine feminine is experiencing with the masculine? Wow. Interesting. The ascended masters popped out. Create open communication. Wow. So the greatest challenge right now that the feminine has with her masculine or his masculine counterpart is creating open communication, trusting, again, in the unseen. I've been saying this for several readings. You're not able to see necessarily or hear from your counterpart. So you have to trust. And so the ascended masters are coming in to assist you with having this trust and not needing the physical 3D proof. This is really strengthening your spiritual muscle, divine feminine. You're being asked to clear the ley lines of communication because your counterpart is trying to communicate with you. And I can vouch for this from the divine masculines who have reached out to me recently, that they are ready to communicate. They do want to move things forward, but it really is up to you, divine feminine. So take a pause on this journey that you're on here with as sea turtle energy and connect to your guides, connect to your ancestors for their wisdom and their guidance, and connect to that place within yourself that has full faith and trust in this journey and in your counterpart, because a lot of the feminines over the past several months have lost the faith in their connection and in their masculine, and you're being asked to reestablish this trust and reestablish what you know. So like, you know what you know. So feminine, continue to focus on yourself and on your journey and on your rewilding yourself and sort of reinventing yourself here, but also know that your connection is such a huge part of what's helped you shift and resurrect yourself and walk through the fire and come out the phoenix and begun this new journey. You wouldn't be here if it weren't for your counterpart in this connection, despite the pain and despite the confusion and the fear and the perceived separation that we've been moving through. And so you're also, one of the other obstacles or challenges that might be coming up is shadow work here. And we know this because we have the hermit energy. You're always going to be communicating with or having a conversation with your shadows if you're doing work, in the spiritual realm here. You can't, he's illuminating the darkness here. That's what the hermit does. You go deep, deep within to uncover your truth. And your truth is, well, I can't get to the light until I can step into the shadows, and the light will emerge from the shadows. Yeah, so interesting that these two cards came out, because we have create open communication and then focus on a solution, right? So feminine, again, it's like, if you want things to move forward in your connection, it is time to open up those ley lines. How do you truly feel about your masculine? And be honest with yourself here. Are you holding a grudge? Are you still in the mode of unforgiveness? Have you forgiven them? Have you forgiven yourself? Are you really ready for that next step? Or would you be ready if they were to come in, let's say today, with a phone call, or if they were to show up at your doorstep? And I know I've posed this question before, but we're in a different time and space now. We're in a different timeline. Things have shifted rapidly. In fact, my feeling is that union timelines have also shifted very rapidly for the collective, and that you're going to start seeing people coming together in physical union before the end of the year. I just heard something like 30%. So take that as you will, allow that to be what you need it to be at this time, but 30% is what's coming through, and that's a significant portion. If 30% of, let's say 30% of twins come back into communication and move towards union by the end of the year, that's huge. That's going to be a huge push for the rest of the collective as well. Okay, so where is the divine feminine at currently on her journey as she's moving towards this new life? Time for a quantum leap. Yes, yeah. This all is just flowing beautifully together. Time for a quantum leap. Prepare for a makeover. Absolutely. Prepare for a makeover, divine feminine, and surrender. Allow yourself to be vulnerable to the changes that are occurring, to the shifts that are happening, with or without your permission or consent. That's life. That's how life is flowing right now. Most of the time, we're not giving our permission or consent necessarily. On some level, we are, on a soul level, but on a human level, we're like, wait, I'm not ready for that dark night. I'm not ready for that ego death. And then it comes anyway, because it's what we most need at the time. Prepare for, I'm hearing a soul body makeover, soul, and instead of like whole body makeover, a soul body makeover. So prepare to be astounded, because on the other side of this, not only are you going to be witnessing, feminine, the physical changes as you move through this journey, but and your masculine is as well, by the way, but you're also moving. It's such a quantum speed right now. I'm telling you, things have shifted so quickly in such a short period of time that everything has to go if it's no longer aligned with you. It just has to go. You cannot live out of alignment any longer. And this goes for your counterpart as well. And the more your counterpart up levels, which they are, the more you're being asked to up level. It's almost like the divine masculine is leading the feminine right now and is asking her to up level just by his actions. You can again be in total lack of physical communication, and you're still going to be feeling this pull, feminine, to be the best version of yourself. So as the winds of change blow through these connections and blow through both of your lives, you just sense that something magnificent is on the other side of this. I know you do. If you can move past the ego and the fear and the doubt, you know that there's something incredible that's on the other side of this. So what would that version of you, 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, 5.0, I don't know, freaking 13.0, what would that look like? So meditation perhaps is required at this time so that you can align with this. I always recommend Joe Dispenza. I love his work. I think he's phenomenal on the work that he does to heal the body, heal the mind, heal us of generational trauma, heal us of repressed traumas, suppressed traumas. And I always feel incredible. Even though his meditations are long, it's such an incredible feeling because you feel empowered. You're empowering yourself. And that's what this journey really is right now. This chapter of your journey for you, feminine, is about empowering yourself. So meditate on how you can be the best version of yourself and align with that best version. When you want more abundance, create more abundance. You want a loving, devoted, committed partner, be loving, devoted, and committed to yourself, to your commitments. One of the things that's coming up in my personal readings right now is how committed are you to yourself, divine feminine? When I look into the blocks of what is blocking your connection or your masculine from moving forward, which is such an important part of the reading. It's like the most important part. And I know we all want to, well, what's the masculine doing? Like, how are they feeling? But that doesn't matter, because your physical masculine can only reflect back to you what your inner masculine, what they're playing out, what story they've decided to feed into. Do you understand? And so what I'm seeing is that feminines aren't or haven't committed to what they want. This is what this is talking about. It's time to commit, feminine, to what you want, to where you're going, and to how you're going to get there. So what a fucking incredible reading. Please like, guys, please share, please support. Thank you so very much. And to those of you in the live chat, if I wasn't able to be there, thank you so much to my moderators and to everyone who joined today. Have a beautiful, beautiful, blessed day, guys. God bless. Happy 4th of July. Happy Independence Day. And be in joy. Sending lots of love to you guys.